let's face it, this isn't the worst thing you've caught me doing. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Guys, we are in the penultimate match of the season. We're in 3v3, and my opponent, gosh, okay, so I lost in my last round, unfortunately. Hate that I lost because it took me out of top 10, and man, yeah, it was a frustrating match. You guys can watch it, obviously, it's out there, and yeah, it was interesting. And my group this time is so crazy though, guys. So I lost that match, and then a 930k opponent surfaces as a reward, as my just reward for losing. I get paired with someone who's 930k, more than that actually. If you guys, I think I undershot it, but they have a lot of lifetime banners, folks, and they're in WOLFPACK, which is one of the best PvP guilds in the game, if not the best. And this player has won almost all their matches, and it's pretty scary. This is the first time in a long time I've been truly scared of losing 2 matches in the same week. I've done that one other time only, and that was over a year ago. So, and this is only match number 2. I mean, I could easily in the 3rd match. Who knows? Maybe this will be the week. So that being said, a lot of tension going into this. No rest for the weary whatsoever. Really good player. And so before we get started, folks, I did just want to say thank you so much to my patrons for all the support. You guys have truly made a huge impact on this channel and everything. I couldn't do nearly all the things that I've done on this channel without your support, and I just can't believe people want to support me like this. You guys have been amazing. Thank you all so much. Now, folks, let's get into it. Before we jump in, one last reminder. If you want to support the channel for free, all you got to do is hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, leave a comment in the comments, even hit the sub button if you were so inclined. Would really appreciate it. This channel has been growing a lot, and it's because of you guys hitting all those buttons, doing all the things. We're getting on the algorithm. YouTube itself is taking notice. We've did it! We haven't actually done it, but we're doing it. We're getting there, and it's because of you guys. So thank you so much for that. That being said, let's actually go watch some fights. As you can see, my opponent is in WOLFPACK. Like I said, WOLFPACK. And you can see 935, not 930k. So there is that. They have all the things, and it's going to be a rough fight, guys. I'm going to get a drink, because I think this is going to be some rough work. You can see their defenses in a minute. It like basically skips the top defenses. The top defenses are pretty standard though, nothing too out of the ordinary. Alright, so they've got, gosh, this is just so fast, which is what she said. They have like a full Bastard Darth Revan team with a really fast Darth Revan. They have a Commander Luke team. They have a Hux team, obviously. They have Rey with Hoda, and they have something else. Some kind of mystery. I forget. Let's find out. So, Hux team, we're going to start with Malak, and I'll show you guys my defenses in a little bit once we're done with the match. But I like using Malak here. I've been loving taking him on offense this season because you can get a 56 against quite a few different teams. And in this case, he does pretty well. He does just fine, in fact, because they just don't have enough damage. I mean, granted, my Malak is Relic 7, and so maybe if you have a Relic 0 Malak, you don't want to try it. Or maybe you do, and you'll just be disappointed and die. I'm just not sure, but that being said, this is a great team to try this on because they don't have any healing. They don't have any kind of scary debuffs. They basically just have a lot of damage, which is great against other teams. Good banner stealing team otherwise, but this team, this character, Malak is just ideally suited. So you'll note that I held my Force Drain toward the end there just to guarantee that I'd end with full health and protection, and now we're done. Oh yeah, of course, this is the team I forgot. This is GL Nute, and you guys will see this there's a few twists in this match, and this has the potential to be one. Every time, GL Nute is a menace. I've had a few people in my comments lately tell me that Nute on defense is a bad idea, and all I have to say is, I think you're a little bit crazy, or you're trolling. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's just trolling. But that being said, we're trying to. I've done this match. I've used Jedi Revan here a lot. I specifically kept, after my scouting, I was pretty sure Jedi Revan would be the ideal counter for this team. I've done this quite a few times. And so we're trying to take out B1 first, because Nute, if we kill him first, he just goes into stealth for a few turns, and by then we're just dead from all the other shots from Jango. Now this is vital, folks. Let me pause it for 1 second. You can see that Jedi Revan just got killed, and so it triggered Savior. So that means that any hits from Jango moving forward are going to be death kills. And I didn't register that he had just triggered Savior. And gosh, did you guys see that? It's so wild. So I had Foresight up on Grandmaster Yoda. Look, I have Foresight on Grandmaster Yoda. And what happens is Nute goes first. He calls the assist from B1, which wipes away the Foresight. And then, after that, Jango goes and nukes Grandmaster Yoda. Or, in a minute he will. I'm skipping ahead just a little bit, or behind. It happens too fast to even notice, though. That's a sequence of events. Horrifying. And, of course, I can't even revive him. I wasn't sure. It happened so fast. I wasn't sure if they had just killed me, if they had killed me with Jango or something else. Because sometimes it's like, okay, well, B1 actually got the kill. But, so Jolie acted like he was part of the AI. He's like, hey, I have an unrevivable character. I'm still going to use the revive ability to get him back. And then so obviously that didn't work. And I was like, all right, we got to at least kill B1 here. B1 is part of what makes this team so ridiculously tough. And then I had another AI moment where I think I'm going to call it that when I do something stupid. I had an AI moment, but that's kind of funny. But I tried to revive Revan when he was also unrevivable and died an ignominious death. So we're trying not to go into tilt. I didn't have a team to beat that, really. I had a few ideas, but I didn't want to overkill, so we got to think about it for a while. We're going to use the tried and true Jedi Training Ray. You guys have seen me use this probably like 8 matches out of our 11 so far. Like, it's... People put this team on defense, and then they don't put tenacity on Chewpio or CLS. They don't do anything. Like, it's just silly. I don't get it. Like, they don't put crit avoid, and those are the two things that you need. Jedi Training Ray needs to be able to crit. They all need to be able to crit to put up those exposes, and Jedi Training Ray at least needs to be able to have enough potency to apply the buffs to Chewpio. If you get daze on him with her hand wave, her magic hand thing, then you actually get to do things. You get a win. If you get a daze on him right away, you have an 85% chance to have a pretty smooth win. Now, we can use armor here. We want to use either Watt or armor to get that protection revive. And armor is better with Sith Eternal against Rey because armor, I mean, eventually, obviously, she dies, but you can put that 2 Beskar stack on, and those 2 ingots are good enough. You don't need the third, and so it's nice because you get 15% extra health on top of all of the protection regen. And so I was thinking there for a minute, should I switch onto Hoda? And if I do switch onto Hoda with the link, then, I might be able to take him out. In the end, I decided, we don't need to link right now. We can wait. And you do want to do this, though, folks. So I took out Barriss, you see, and now we're biding our time because this Rey isn't a high offense Rey. And honestly, this would be a lot scarier if she was, in a lot of ways, because that Master's Training gives her an extra 25% offense, which, with her ultimate, could really, really mess with me. That being said, folks, every time she gives Lifeblood out, she is giving me a tiny amount of turn meter, which is fine. That's fine. You can see here, guys, I used Link there not because it does anything, except it gives me 2 turns, so it reduces my cooldowns by 2, but it also gives me a heal on protection and another heal on protection, so double protection heals because she's doing a lot of damage, because every time I gain bonus turn meter, which is every time she applies lifeblood, when that happens, she gains mastery, so she's doing extra damage, and it's not fun, guys. It's not cool. Don't tell your friends to do this. Like, don't let your friends do Rey plus Hoda. Actually, do have it. It's a good idea. It is really scary because she's already doing. This is a health build Rey, and yet she's giving me a run for my money because all that health is making all of her lifeblood super effective. It's hard to chew through all of that bonus protection, and it never just like expires. It just stays there forever until I take it down myself. And you can see she's doing a lot of damage with her, just with her basics. Well, I'm like, she's doing a lot of damage, and then it does like a sliver. But, you know, she was a handful. I almost said a mouthful, and I don't know what that even means. So they have the full Darth Revan team, and this team, it's like a 351 speed Darth Revan, and I was like, I just, Vader's gone. We don't have the right teams to deal with this. Actually, this would be a perfect team in 3s for the old Vader to take down, but obviously he's diminished. He's not as good. So we're gonna use the team here. I waited for a while. I mean, the quick nature of this kind of a video does not really show just how long I debated trying to figure out what team to use. So I could use Bastila here. That would work. Absolutely. But I wanted to use Bastila on like almost everything else. And so I ended up deciding on Watt plus 5s and Rex. You guys saw, I made a video of it recently, and I wanted to try it this match, and honestly, if my opponent does try this in my next match, I do want to try it. But that being said, you can put the weapons tech on Rex, you make it so that 5s never stops taunting, and then Rex can just delete the character that you're hurting, that you're shooting, because you have weapons tech, and even though he's not ignoring defense, he's still doing a lot of damage. So there it is, folks. We got through that front zone, and we need to be super duper efficient because my opponent, as you can see, only has 1 Galactic Legend on defense. The rest are for offense, along with Jedi Luke and Jedi Revan and all kinds of other really annoying things. So we have the social contract team next, and this is just a team. You guys can see, you can go back and watch how I'm manipulating the situation just to get good assists from Chewie, stuns at the right time. You get tenacity down with Chewie basic, and I mean, I've gotten pretty good at it at this point. I've gotten a 54 on that team like 5 times in a row or something. Like you can do it and do it pretty well. Now we have this team. This is the Executor team, guys. The team that no one wanted to be able to gear. We didn't want to have to do it, folks. And I mean, Boba is great. Did anyone want him relicate? I guess some people did. He does do a lot of damage, but did we really want Cad Bane at Relic 5 or IG for that matter? And the answer is not really, but people are bitter. This is the new Rolo team, guys. It's like, oh, I'm bitter because I had to put gear on Rolo in order to get Jedi Luke, so I'm going to use her on defense and expect good things for some reason. So anyways, we're just using them on Boba here because the idea had been if I could use Whistling Birds to take Boba out in the middle there, then he would never revive. But that didn't quite work out. You guys can go back and see it if you really want. It's nothing that fancy, but killed the Executor, Bounty Hunter team, and now we've got the team that you guys have seen me use every single time. Mothra with Cassian and K2. If you take 3v3 seriously, which in my opinion you should, because it's half of GAC. If you take GAC seriously, then This team is just good. Mon Mothma you need to have relic anyways, and Cassian and K2 are really strong at relics with their ship anyways, so the only problem, of course, being you don't really use them in 5v5, you use a totally different Mon Mothma build, even against Grievous. So, that being said, we're doing this old song and dance once again, and One thing I'll tell you guys. So I actually just recently this match I put IG88. Is that his name? Yeah. So too many IGs. But IG88 with Grievous, and I don't know. My opponent got a 54 on it, but I thought that was interesting. IG88 with the Zeta could potentially do interesting things just because they have interesting target lock synergy, but this isn't that team. I mean, you guys have seen this happen so many times. I barely need to narrate. You just kill the two ads, B2 first if he's there, and B1 first if B1 is there, and that's it. Magna Guard for last, second to last, and I mean, I saved the heal for the very end, or maybe I did it in the middle. It doesn't matter. 53 is what we get, and now we can move on. We're trying to be efficient. Remember, trying to make decisions that are going to get good banners, because my opponent is very efficient on defense, or on offense, and they very well may not fail an attack, so I need to not fail anymore, especially wasting a team like Jedi Revan. So, anyways, the Bad Batch team is pretty good against this Maul team because the Maul team starts with a bunch of buffs, and so Echo goes right after that and dispels all those buffs, giving turn meter to all of the team. Once that happens, he also gives them daze and whatever healing immunity, I believe. Tech gains so much turn meter that he is able to stun everyone. He's able to go next. He stuns everyone, and then after that, Hunter goes, he hands the turn to Echo. Echo calls Hunter to assist, and then after that you just kind of button mash and win. So you can see he hit Hunter here, and Marauder is really tough to take out just because all the stacks of buffs that we have make him incredibly defensive. Eventually we did manage it, though. I'm getting better and better with Bad Batch. Now, this one is always a question mark. So Aurra is super duper easy to kill. You can see she's stunned, she is hurting, and she is dead immediately. 20 seconds in, 18 seconds in. But the idea is, folks, if you can get that contract, it doesn't matter who you shoot, then if you get that contract early enough, then all you have to do is, you just take out OG Kylo, and granted, Fox still hits hard. Excuse me. Fox still hits hard, but not nearly as damaging as OG Kylo. Now, we were doing Gambit Fight Night, and I remember our guest was asking, like, why didn't you kill Fox first? And it's like, okay, so Fox does a lot of damage, granted, like that is absolutely true, but OG Kylo is the one that just makes Fox go crazy, and so if you take Fox out, OG Kylo still does a ton of damage, still gives a ton of turn meter, and Crew was able to get all the 2-turn stuns. Like, OG Kylo is actually the power behind this team, at least behind the unmasked Kylo's leadership. So you need to take him out first. Now, we're trying for good banners, right? So it's time to gamble a little bit. Obviously, this is the nerfed Vader, and so we're going undersize against a high relic Geo team, or at least a fully relic Geo team. And the idea is, if we can kill Spy on our first saber toss, then we win, which we did, so thank goodness for that. And now we can just run the tables. And check this out. So you can see Vader has a little bit of protection missing. He does his Culling Blade, so those expire, and he gains his own protection back because of the buffs. Pretty fancy. Now, we're using Basti Cam here against this weird Bo-Katan with Bando team, and you can see they didn't really last that long. Bando went into his I need to poop stance, and then I was just able to just clean him up. We have enough calls to assist on Kieti Monday. You guys saw that video that I made a few days ago. On this team, it kills a lot of things, including weird Bo-Katan Mando teams with armor. Now, we've got troopers here, and this Mothra team is a little bit scary, because if you hit Biggs with Empire, you better kill him, because he's taking a bonus turn immediately after. So you save that AoE from Veers to kill him, and as long as he doesn't evade everything, which he can, then you can win. Now, this one was a debate I thought for a long time here. Let me pause for 1 second to give you a little bit of context, folks. For a long time, I thought about using my Hux team. It would be Hux with Fox and First Order Stormtrooper. The idea being, I would go first. Hux could call an immediate mass assist on Veteran Han, and if I could kill Veteran Han right away, I'd get good banners because no one else has an AoE. And we're trying to get good banners here. And so at the end, I was like, you know what? We could even just lose that fight, potentially. I don't think we would, but we could potentially, and we could potentially turn it into like a 50 or something, or it's a 49, 48, because everyone on that Hux team, like no one, I should say, is able to actually regenerate anything. So I was like, okay, we're going to just play nice here. You isolate on Veteran Han because we don't want him to hit us back. And then otherwise, we're just going to pray that we can get a 52 here. Scion can do his big hit consistently and top off his protection and maybe get a 52. So that was the idea. I'm like, we need to pinch banners as much as possible, but we want to make smart moves. So I'm going to take out Veteran Chewie here because Han is in isolation, so doesn't notice that his buddy got killed. We get the win condition from Scion, so that's pretty fancy. And then I realized, look at Traya, look at her protection. Like they just haven't, for whatever reason, like Scion, they're like, ooh, let's hit the guy with the scars, the weird skin, like the reptile man. And Traya's like, well, what about me? I only have one hand. Like, I'm weak too. And they're like, no, you're good. So, 53, they'll hit the guy who eats planets in Nihilus. And they'll eat the guy or kill the guy who has weird cracked skin with Scion and just ignore Traya. I don't know. What a broken team that is. They've really gone through a lot. So, all right, this whole time, guys, we're trying to figure out what to do. I do have one Galactic Legend. I wanted to wait till the end to make sure we didn't get stuck on anyone, but we did have Kenobi with Cat available, and so let's just take out this weird Dengar lead team. This team was going to steal too many banners against any of the comps that I had remaining, so they just got GL'd. I didn't need my GL against anything else. So, in the back, do they have Executor? The answer is no. They have Malevolence, and they have a Chimera team. And so my Executor decided to undersize dramatically against this Malevolence. I do have Boba in reserve, and actually the times that I've practiced it in Arena, Sunfac has never gotten that stun against my Razor Crest. So maybe they just had a faster than normal Sunfac, or maybe I just did something weird. I mean, I'm always doing something weird, so there is that. But, there are issues, obviously. We only have one reserve. May as well get him in, though. I mean, instead of healing someone. Or, should we heal someone? I'm debating it, obviously. In the end, I decided to... I'm actually in suspense. I don't remember what I decided to do. We got Slave 1 in. I was like, I guess I can heal later. There's time to heal when you're dead, as your mother used to say, I'm sure. And so Spike comes in, and they decide to just eviscerate poor Razor Crest. Razor Crest is like, WTF, bro. And then I did get all the locked debuffs, and now we can do the cool AoE from Slave 1. And yeah, we're doing okay. We gotta wait for an opportunity to take Spy out, but here it is, and there Spy went. All of those vultures disappearing into thin air, and now all we have to do is use Rebels to take out this Empire fleet, right? Low gear Gauntlet, TIE Fighter pilot goes before my Biston, Gauntlet goes before my Biston, they kill Biston, and suddenly all bets are off. If Biston had survived, I guarantee, like that TIE bomber would already be dead. Now I don't know about that, but I do know that has never ever happened to me before. Never once have they been able to just kill my Biston before they went. That's totally new to me. And when I looked, it's only a Relic 5 TIE Fighter pilot. It's not especially fast. So that synergy, man, that kills me, killed me. And that, remember, this is like a Gear 11 or worse Gar-Saxon ship. So, nothing too crazy. Here's what I'm debating. I'm debating, how can I take down this TIE bomber? Because this has turned into a fiasco. We still have Falcon, but we got set on fire. Even the shuttle came in and made a smart move. For the first time shuttle has ever done that in the history of any person's account. Their shuttle came in and healed Bomber, which kills me that they did that. Biggs, meanwhile, is in space, on fire somehow, dies of being on fire. And all bets are off, guys. I mean, by now, we needed to have killed TIE Bomber, and it's still not dead, and there's no guarantee that it will actually die. Who's going to come in reserves? Thank God it was Scimitar, so that Bomber still had that taunt, and we could just take out the Bomber. So at least the Bomber's gone, and now the shuttle is taking a long time to die. Of course, kills my ships, another ship dies, and it's turning into a true, I don't know, after we took out Bomber, I was like, all right, we got this. We got 4 ships. We got all the things. And then Thrawn is like, hey, I'm just going to delete one of your fully healthy ship. And then we're just going to delete another ship and then another ship. We're going to give a turn to Falcon. He gets days, so I have to do the first turn on that ultimate as the wiggle so that I would get another turn. And now it's like, what can we even do? What can one man do against such reckless hate? And the answer is maybe just hurt TIE Fighter a tiny bit. I don't know. I tried to do an AoE and take out TIE Fighter. Didn't quite stick. And finally Vader shows up. It's like, WTF Vader? Wow, it took you so long. So I've never lost that fight. Never in the... I run it over a dozen times for sure. Never even really came close. It's always been over 60 banners. Lost it, and very surprising result. Probably because I'd never faced someone with a high relic TIE Fighter pilot, which we have to get used to now. So decided to take only my Finalizer, my first order. I was like, you know what, let's just use these guys to clean up this mess, because they don't have, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of teams that they don't, teams, whatever. There's a lot of ships that they don't have very good right now. They're dead, basically. If I could actually speak coherently, that's what I was trying to say. So, able to finish them off. That would have been a 65 if if I hadn't sucked in my second match. And it can't be overstated, guys, or understated. It can't be stated of some sort. I was pretty devastated after losing that ship's battle. That sucked. That was not great. Not a good feeling whatsoever, because now my opponent, who is super efficient, kept 4 Galactic Legends on offense along with a ton of other good teams and is super efficient. I failed twice, and they have Executor for fleet. Even though I have my 2 GET2 fleets down, they have Executor to kill one of them. And so I was like, I don't know. They have General Skywalker, they have Jedi Luke, Jedi Revan, all kinds of really good teams. So can I prevent the clear? I did put a decent defense down. Let me show you how it turned out, folks. Here's my match for the final match in the next round. How did we do against this opponent? Here, let's put our cam on the top here. Let's see. So we did end up getting a win, folks. Thank goodness. Let's check it out. So you guys can see my defenses. I'm not going to dwell on them for a long time, however. So they did full clear us, but we won by a pretty significant margin. You can see they attacked like 3 hours off from the time and they got a lot of low-ish scores in the front zone, which made me think they were using non-galactic legends, which that whole zone was intended to draw galactic legends based on their history. I think they just used characters with the galactic legends. So in the back, you can see they failed twice against the Fin Poe team. And before that, though, they'd failed twice against the Jedi Luke team. Obviously, they killed Jedi Master Luke, Padme. They got a 54 against my General Grievous here. And then up top, if we can ever get there, if we'll ever load, They also one-shot everything, I believe. Yep. So, that was fancy of them. I mean, what are you going to expect? But the fact that they fail against my Jedi Knight Luke, though, I think that was the turning point. So, and then they also failed once against, I assume that Negotiator was killed with Executor. And then, I don't know what they used against Malevolence. I don't know what you do use with it. Like, I guess maybe Rebels. Rebels should be able to just own you pretty hard here, actually. But, luckily, I owned whoever attacked me, and the ships thing didn't matter that much. I mean, they dropped 20 banners. So, not a big deal, but we did, we finally, not that I've played this opponent, but we did beat a person, they're quite the character, a person from WOLFPACK, and we go into the final round with a hope of not going 1 and 2. We can actually maybe get 1 Zeta. So, gosh. Let me see what the finals is. Ooh, look at that. It's the guy who beat me versus a guy with over 1 million or whatever. With over 1 million something. So, lifetime banners. I can't talk, guys. I need to go to bed. Thank you all so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you're still here, or leave a comment. Would really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. At least sometimes. Thank goodness. What a rough week, guys.